Okay, this is the one and only Slack, and this is my spoiler talk for the new Halloween movie starring Jamie Lee Curtis. If you haven't seen this movie, go see it. It's really, really good. Also, don't watch this video unless you don't give a shit about spoilers. Then welcome. So just starting off, again, Jamie Lee Curtis, amazing in this movie. She has this whole gun locker, just like she knows what every gun does. She's like shotgun, pure power, revolver doesn't jam, and this is for pure. The sniper is for accuracy and firing rate or whatever. Yeah, she's great in this movie. She has a couple of like moments in the movie where she's just like going off the rails, and like you can tell like that this still affects her. Like when she's in the restaurant with her daughter and her granddaughter and her boyfriend, her granddaughter's boyfriend, and the other guy, you can just tell how much this is fucked with her. Like she was supposed to stop drinking, but she's drinking again because like she knows that Michael Myers is being transported from his prison to a new facility. Which, shocker, Michael Myers attacks the guards in the bus crashes. Yeah, and then just all hell breaks loose. The kills in this movie are good. Like they're good. There's a couple where I'm just kind of like, that's whatever. Like when Michael Myers broke the kid's neck in the car, I was surprised because they've never shown him kill a young kid. Like he's killed teenagers, but he's never killed anybody that's like 8 years old, 10 years old, and this kid was probably maybe like 10, and he just fucking broke his neck like it was nothing. The scene at the gas station is great. And if you didn't notice it, actually, Michael Myers is seen when the British girl walks into the gas station. You see Michael Myers beating the shit out of the mechanic in the background, which is great. I love stuff like that. And then what they show in the trailer for this part of the movie is him, finding her in the bathroom and then dropping the teeth, being like, "Trust me, I'm a dentist," right? But this scene is just a lot crazier than the trailer shows, obviously. I didn't expect both of them to die right away. I knew she would die first. I didn't expect the male British person to die as well. I expected him to like get out by the skin of his teeth or like just barely survive, but no, he gets the shit beat out of him. Michael Myers just bashes his skull in on the bathroom stall doors and the toilet and the sink. Dude bleeds out, and then he breaks the British girl's neck. He beats her head in a couple times. He's got a real thing for beating people's heads in this movie. It's weird. So then he makes his way to Haddonfield, whatever it is. He kills a couple people there. Which the scene that one of the scenes that they showed, I think in the second trailer, was Michael Myers bumping into two children, looking at somebody's house, walking up, grabbing the hammer, and then he goes away and the trailer starts. That's literally shot for shot from the movie. And then he beats that lady with the hammer, takes her butcher knife, goes into some other lady's house, puts his knife through her neck, and we're on. Like I said in my original review, if you haven't seen that, description below, iBar. Judy Greer, she plays Laurie Strode's daughter. She's decent. She got better through the movie because she realized that her mom, she's like, yeah, my mom was crazy, but she's right. Like, he is back for sure. And then her daughter, who I don't remember, I'll just call her Teenage Toddy because she was pretty hot. Unless she's underage, then no. Her whole storyline with her boyfriend ending up being a piece of shit. Like, the scene at the dance where she sees him kissing somebody else and he's drunk, like, it actually, like, in most movies, like, a scene like that is just, like, whatever. It's, like, trying to make you give a shit about the character. But it actually serves a purpose because he throws her phone in the custard or the pudding or whatever, and that's why they can't get a hold of her. I wish they hadn't have found her as quickly because like if they had found, because they find her about halfway through the movie and she's fine. I wish they waited a little bit longer for her to be found, like to really crank. Like she has like 2 encounters with Michael Myers. She has the one after her friend gets killed, which, by the way, that scene with her friend being killed with the floodlights, awesome. I love that, with the motion sensor floodlights, where Michael's just standing still. He's like stoic, and then the lights go out, and then he ends up somewhere else, and the lights turn back on. He's there, and the lights turn out again, and then when they turn on the third time, that's when he goes after the kid. The score in that scene, especially, what I said in my original review, was the bass line being like Michael Myers' footsteps behind her was really, really well done. The whole thing with Michael Myers' new doctor, though, that was like maybe my main like kind of like thing. Like the scene itself makes sense, but the decision to put the scene in and then just negate everything that has to do with that scene like 10 minutes later, I was kind of like, okay, sure. So, like, what happens is they see it in the car is the main cop, the doctor, and Laurie Strode's granddaughter. They're in the car and they see Michael Myers. And the doctor's like, don't hit him. And the cop fucking floors it and just drills him with the car, right? The doctor walks over to him and he goes, you've killed him. Like, do you realize what you've done? He's like, yeah, I just got rid of a murdering psychopath. And then the doctor pulls out like this thing. I thought it was like a needle for like adrenaline to like bring Michael Myers back to life. And he just turns around and stabs the cop in the neck, and he's bleeding out. And he just looks at him as he's bleeding out, and he looks at Michael and he goes, so this is what you feel when you kill. And I'm like, oh, his whole thing is trying to understand how Michael Myers operates, and now he gets it. But Michael Myers isn't actually dead. He's just unconscious. And then he wears his mask for some reason. I think maybe just to kind of see what Michael sees kind of thing. I don't know. And then like 10 minutes later, they're driving down the road and Michael wakes up and just kills the doctor. Like, I wish they had like had maybe like a bit more of an interaction between the two of them, like the doctor being like, Michael, I understand why you do this, like I finally get it, like whatever, right? They're always urging Michael to speak. He never speaks in this movie, which is great. I thought he would speak right at the very end, like when he gets trapped in the basement. I thought he would say like one thing, and I'm sort of glad that he didn't. That lasts like 30 minutes where Laurie's like searching the house for him. Whew, man, that got my heart rate up. I was so nervous watching this. I'm like, oh my god, he's there. No, he's not. He's there. So like that whole thing, even like the last like final fight where Judy Greer's character suckers Michael Myers in. She's like, Mom, I can't do this. This is after Michael rips the island, out of the floor and has access to the safe room or whatever in the basement. She's like, oh, I can't do it. And Michael shows up the stairs. She's like, gotcha. And she shoots him. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like, that's really well done. Because usually, like, the character will be like the main killer will be really stupid and just, like, walk into the firing line. But this was really well done. So then, and even like Jamie Lee Curtis coming from the showers be like, happy Halloween, Michael. I was like, wow, that was beautiful. And then the way they end up killing Michael Myers is I guess Laurie's had the whole house rigged. Like, once she finally trapped Michael, she had the whole house rigged with gas lines that would leak gas into the house. And then she lights a flare, throws it in the basement and Michael is trapped there because of the metal bars that come across the exit of the basement of the safe room. But you never see him, like you never see his actual body. Which, rule 1 in movies, if you don't see a body, they're not dead. So I think they're gonna figure out a way to bring him back for the sequel. But I also had a theory that maybe Laurie's granddaughter takes up the mantle as the killer. Like, maybe she snaps because she has the butcher knife at the end of the movie. She has Michael Myers' signature knife at the end of the movie. And the last shot is of her with like this really glazed look on her face, and then they zoom in on the knife, and then that's it. So yeah, overall, I'm probably missing a couple little details that I want to talk about. There's just so much about this movie to talk about, but I don't want this video to be like 25 minutes because that's just too long, and this is all one shot. So I know I'm missing probably a couple of details that I should talk about. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just really in awe of how well this movie was made. Like, Jamie Lee Curtis just killed it. Michael Myers is as scary as ever. There's a couple of cliches like, Laurie Strode's granddaughter's two friends get killed when they're babysitting that kid. The scene like, oh, can you close the closet door? That's literally how that scene goes. They never show how her boyfriend dies. Like, they never show it on screen. They just show his body being found and pinned to the wall, which I'm like, that's fine. You don't have to show every single kill. That's awesome. Because that's just like, oh shit, like he is there still, or he was just there, and now the cops looking for him through the house. Yeah, overall great movie. John Carpenter, still kills it with the score. I'm glad he was back for executive producer. If they do make the second one, another one, which Danny McBride had talked about more than once, that they were going to make a second one, because the original pitch was to make 2 in a row, but then they wanted to wait to see how this one was received by fans and critics. And it's sitting right now, I think, at 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's probably going to make anywhere between 40 and 60 million just on this weekend alone. So there's definitely going to be a sequel, which I'll go see because this was really a great movie. So yeah, if there's anything I missed, leave your thoughts in the comments. If you actually watched the video, these videos only got like 20 views, so I'm not really expecting much. But yeah, if you enjoyed this and you're new here, please subscribe, like, share, comment, whatever. I am the one and only Slack, and I will see you in the next one.